in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
Look. You're special, Jean. And if you stop fighting that force inside you, if you embrace it, you will possess the very power of a god.
What is up, guys? Kid Critic is back with another review, and this review is on the new X-Men film Dark Phoenix, which is directed by Simon Kinberg and stars Sophie Turner, James McAvoy, and Michael Fassbender, and it's about... This is the story of one of the X-Men's most beloved characters, Jean Grey, as she evolves into the iconic Dark Phoenix. That's right, folks. During a life-threatening rescue mission in space, Jean is hit by a cosmic force that transforms her into one of the most powerful mutants of all. Wrestling with this increasingly unstable power, as well as her own personal demons, Jean spirals out of control, tearing the X-Men family apart and threatening to destroy the very fabric of our planet. Bum, bum, bum. Now, with all that out of the way, Joker, start this review for us.
And here we go.
It's been a pretty confusing time overall leading up to Dark Phoenix, because you had the first trailers which didn't turn out so hot, and then you heard that this movie's probably going to be a disaster, but then the trailers started to get better, and then they showed a scene at CinemaCon that actually got pretty solid buzz, and then the reviews came in and it has like a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is horrible. And I was just crossing my fingers that I would enjoy this movie, because since it's the last X-Men movie from Fox, and coming out of Dark Phoenix, look, I know I'm going to be in the minority in this one, but I liked Dark Phoenix. Now, is this movie like a Logan or an X-Men Days of Future Past? Absolutely not. But is it like an X-Men Apocalypse or X-Men Origins, which I still haven't seen, nor do I care to see it? But I know of, probably not. I think that this movie is actually 10 times better than those films. But again, it's not like the greatest thing ever, which I don't go into a movie expecting that, and it's not the worst thing ever. It's good. Now, let's start off with the pros for this movie. Now, my first pro of X-Men Dark Phoenix is that the performances all around the table were pretty good, actually. Now, I know people poo-poo on Jennifer Lawrence ever since First Class, probably. Now, I don't think she's like as stale as people think she is. I don't think she's the best in these movies that I've seen her in, but I didn't mind her in this movie. James McAvoy is fabulous as Professor X in this movie. I love what they did with the character Professor X in this movie. The conflict within his character is what grabbed me, plus his performance, and James McAvoy is probably one of the most underrated actors. I mean, watch Split. He can perform 20-something people at the same time, and it's awesome. Then you also have Michael Fassbender, who is, oh my god, I love Michael Fassbender. And the character Magneto is actually probably my favorite character in the X-Men, other than like a Wolverine. And I enjoyed what they did with Magneto in this movie. Now, is it the best I've ever seen Magneto? Probably not, but I still really liked what they did with the character, and Michael Fassbender, as always, had a great performance in there. Give that guy an Oscar one day, because he needs it. But he's just always in these poo-poo movies, but that's not what we're here to talk about. And obviously the star at the forefront, the Queen of the North, Sophie Turner. I thought she was really good as Dark Phoenix. Now, something that really surprised me about this movie is that the action was actually really good. Like, that train sequence was awesome, mainly because I love seeing X-Men fight, so I have a little bias there. And then there's also some really cool action scenes, and there's also another cool action scene in the beginning of the third act that I really enjoyed. And overall, it was just fun X-Men action. I also felt there was a couple really good dramatic scenes in the movie, and a lot of them had to do with Professor X, but it was mainly because of the performances, which then leads into my cons of this movie, because while I did enjoy Dark Phoenix, it definitely has problems.
Houston, we have a problem.
And I'll start off with this. The villain in this movie, who I will not say who it is because they didn't really clearly state it in the trailer, so I don't want to spoil that here. The villain stinks. You can care less about this character. You don't know where this character came from. You don't know what it is. You don't even give this character a name. It was useless. Horrible villain. I don't know what it is with villains. I mean, you had a horrible villain in Godzilla and not Dark Phoenix. Come on. We need better villains, because I love my villains. Now, as I did say, I thought there were some pretty solid dramatic scenes in this movie. There's also some cringe-worthy scenes in this movie where the dialogue was just like, that's a little cheesy and just forced, and not because of the actors, mainly because of the writing. I thought there was a lot of moments in this movie where the writing was just not good. I also wish there was more risks taken in this movie, because I feel like this film played it very safe. And look, there's no issue when a movie plays it safe, but I just feel like this movie could have been better if it took in risks, and it could have been more, which then leads into the predictability factor of this movie. I'm like, this is what's gonna happen right here. Either one of these two things is gonna happen, and they pretty much happen. Now, my last con with the movie is that the love relationships in this movie, you know, the comic book genre, superhero genre, is not known for their love relationships. I mean, the standout ones is probably the Tony Stark, Pepper Potts, the Deadpool and Vanessa relationship.
But Jane's better.
Their love relationships in this movie is just probably just as bad as the villain. You feel absolutely no chemistry between these characters, which I won't say, either they could probably guess who it is, but there's no chemistry there. I don't know why they even had to add that into the movie, because you just don't need it. Same thing as you just don't need the villain in there, and I just wish it just focused more on the evolution of Dark Phoenix from going good to bad, and because I love those type of stories, and it didn't do that, so I'm a little bit like, but I'm still okay with what we got. I just wish it could have been more. So overall, I like Dark Phoenix. I thought the redeeming factors barely outweigh the bad factors. Solid performances, loved what they did with Professor X, the good dramatic scenes, the action was very entertaining, and yes, there's moments where the dialogue where it was just like, what is this? The love relationships were just totally not good. The villain sucked and very predictable, but it was a pretty mixed bag overall. But as of right now, I'll give the slight edge over, because I was really entertained by this movie also, and I'm gonna give X-Men Dark Phoenix a 3.25 out of 5 Fernies. And it was funny because as the first act was going on, I'm like, no, this movie's not so bad. I don't know why it's a 22%, even though with its flaws, but you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So with that said, guys, tell me down in the comment section below, what did you think of Dark Phoenix? I thought it was good. And as in every Kid Critic video, look out for the next video or review. And peace.